Dan here, DSB Shop. So it's actually, it was a crazy morning. The weather went to absolute crap. Now it's nice out. I tried to actually put the Nomad inside the garage, which was no plan, and it died, wouldn't go, and it was stuck in the lane, so I just cranked it up with the starter in gear. So it might need a bit of a tune-up. We'll give that a once over. What we're working on today is this fine 56 Chevrolet. So last video we put some caps on it. Actually looks pretty good. And now, yeah, well, it looks better than it did. I'm having issues letting go. We've sold a pile of cars, and we've kind of achieved the number of dollars we were looking for, and now we're kind of shopping, I guess is the word for it. And
hold on, let me just. I feel like there's a little dirt.
Little schmutz.
Little schmutz.
So, my plan with this one was to kind of sell it and get the money and ultimately whatever. But now I'm having like sentimental value of, we have a 55, we'll have a 55 two-door conversion, I have a 56 two-door conversion, and I'm fixing to have a 57 two-door conversion. But we'll see. It's a little rough around the edges and this and that. So I don't know. I'm struggling. But we'll see. I mean, ultimately, gotta see if this thing will even run, turn over, all those sort of things. I bought this motor cut off a friend of a friend, so who knows if it's any good or not. It was kind of previously LS swapped, and there were some funny things with it, which we kind of got resolved. But yeah, today is kind of just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff we got to get back together. So my original plan was a turbo deal, which currently is not the plan. I want to just kind of get it so it will run and drive on its own power. So 6-liter turbo 350 with a stall and stock rear end. I have a rad for it somewhere. Maybe it's outside.
It's right here.
Oh, back there, yeah. So we got that. I'm going to put the stock exhaust manifolds on. They've been modified to kind of fit. Hopefully that'll be a thing. We have a Holley Terminator kit for it, so we'll do that. That'll probably be the next video. Today, though, I want to... There's no starter on this thing. I believe I have a starter up there, so I'll put a starter on it, put some oil in it, make sure it'll kind of turn over. I've got a Holley pan on it, so I spent a few bucks on it. We have this, I put this fancy timing cover on with turbo drains built into it, so we'll cap those because we're not going to use that. Hopefully it doesn't get in the way of anything. I have a miscellaneous water pump. I have a miscellaneous kind of front dress on the side here. We'll pull that power steering pump off.
The water pump is missing a propeller.
It's missing a fin on the propeller.
Fin on the propeller.
And it'll be fine. Ish. We have another over here. I have an older style intake manifold. So this has a cable driven throttle, so we'll do that. And it's got some bracketry, which is kind of nice. And I think that's probably about it. I went and got spark plugs. I got some miscellaneous clips, fuel line clips, so we can hook up the fuel, make sure that is good. I just kind of cut everything, so we got to do a little bit of determining what is what. So I don't really know. This is going to be starter, obviously, and one of these must be powering up the fuse block inside the car, and we'll have to see what the fuel pump is running off of. One of these might be fuel pump. I'm not really too sure. So we got to find all that. But ultimately, if by the end of today, this video, we can just have the motor kind of pieced together, hopefully turn over with the key, make sure it's not like where we're smack bang, see if we can get some fuel out and kind of carry on from there. If we get all that done, the next video will be the Holley kit, which I know there's a lot of videos on that, but it's always nice to kind of show what's available and what can be done. We get that wired, and maybe this thing will make a little bit of noise. If that's the case, transmission, drive shaft, all those sort of things, and then a Slick Rick fancy paint job. Or I'll just drive it as is. We'll see, but that's the plan for now, so I'm going to pull a few things off the shelf. We'll see what we get going on. I actually went to the Bolt Supply, because I don't own any metric hardware, because why the hell would you have metric hardware other than LS stuff? So we should have everything we need there.
That's basically why we sold the Kia.
Damn it. I hate metric fasteners. I don't have the tools for it. That's why I struggle with LS motors. If you can't fix it with a 9/16, I don't want to have it. So I think step one will be starter and getting through the wiring, put some oil in this thing, and just make sure it cranks over somewhat. Even if it cranks over poorly or it's not a great motor, so be it. A running driving car will be whatever. My fear is it's going to run mint and I'm going to want to keep it. So that's worst case scenario. Best case scenario, it runs pretty good and I don't really fall in love with it. And second to worst case scenario is it's junk. And we either have to pull it apart and change the motor or sell it as a roller. Funny how I have things staggered there, but I want to merge for lunch. So really, how bad can the day be? All right, let's see what we got. So, wiring's a little custom. Someone wired up like a Dodge, so the power on a Tri-5 Chevrolet, everything runs through the ignition switch because it's such a simple system. This one here, the wire looks like it goes in from under the hood. So what I have attached to that goes into there's a voltage gauge, and then that goes into the ignition, which means, quit coughing on camera, which means that the voltage gauge is always on. I don't remember if that's how unless I'm backfeeding it. I'll have to double check, but that seems like that's kind of right, because then if we do that, yeah, so that's how it's getting power. So we have like signal. Does it have a left signal?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's cool. I've cut the headlights. We probably have no headlights. Or maybe that one works?
Yeah, the other one works.
Yeah, I accidentally cut through the other one. So now...
Accidentally cut through the other one?
Wow.
We're saying accidentally?
We're saying whatever we want to say. Now, let's see what I can... Let's ground it off this. Yeah. We're kind of working with some goofy grounds because there is no grounds, but I'd like to see if there's... The starter wire works. So... Ow! Ow!
Did it shock you or did you poke you?
I poked myself. So I gotta kind of jam it in here and then... Okay, see if that number sort of lights up. Does it say anything?
No.
What? What? You sure about that?
Yeah.
There's connectors everywhere. This is all pre-DV speed shop at my dad, so you can't be. Okay. Damn it. Ugh. Okay, that has nothing. What's going on? Do we still have turn signal? Oh, we have no power. Oh. There's our problem. Hang on. We'll diagnose this up right quick. So it has nothing, eh? Signals are working. Okay, so that's not cool. What does this one do?
Also nothing.
Also nothing. What does this one do? Also nothing. Okay. So why is that? Again, I am assuming there's colors that make sense. This could just be some miscellaneous, like this is obviously not factory wire. Okay, well I guess I'm back under the dash until I see what the trigger wire is. I would have thought, I mean, this thing did start with the wiring that was in it, so even if it's not perfect. Okay, I'm gonna get under here and see what I see. These seats are terrible, by the way. Not for me.
So what you're saying is we'll just come back?
Well, unless you want to see me completely suffer under the dash, we'll just be back, yeah. Okay, so I think we got it all figured. That's the only background situation, but this now, here, it should light up 12 volts. When I go to crank it. Good? Do anything?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's starter. That's cool. This green wire has 12 volts to it when you have key on, and then this here we kind of jumpered, but which one was it? Oh, this is fuel. So if we give it a little, kind of shoots out, so that's cool. So that all makes sense. I don't know what we'll use this one for. I don't necessarily need it, but that's good. Now we got to get these fuel. What? Where's the leather? Oh, I changed pants. Like an idiot. That one's got all wet. And I found a starter, so that's pretty sweet. Pair of needle nose pliers, eh? Absent. At least now we know that's good. We have the wiring kind of situated to, work from the key. And these things here, this is the old style, or whatever, new style, I guess, fuel rail. So if they work, you just gotta kind of give them a little once over. You put this little tool in it. I can't see you. There we go. And then hopefully I can just pop that off. So what they are is there's 4 little spring tabs in there. So you wrap this around, you push it in, that forces the springs out. There's just a little nub on the end that holds it. Oh, why is that hot? There's a lot of things on this which needs a little bit of love. So now we got to double check, but I assume hopefully the big one is in and the small one is return. So we have that to the pump, and this is return and this is feed. So we'll snap that together, and then that'll pressurize the intake. So that's all cool. Like really, we get everything kind of dialed here. It's really not that. It's almost like it was a running and driving car, and somebody took it apart, lost interest, and then now needs the money. You know? Oh, this one's paint. Oh, give it. I may have to struggle with that for a minute off camera. It's embarrassing. Okay, so what I did here, put the starter in. I just had kind of a junk cable, and I ran a purple wire to it. So in theory, we can roll the motor over. But before we do that, I have to crawl into there. And I mean, I'm just jamming my svelte body under it. The oil pan didn't have its little oil filter adapter piece, so I got to put that on. And this is a block-off plate that goes on the side of the oil pan for, I believe it's cooler, like a oil cooler. So we'll block that off. We'll put some oil in this thing. I have 1 gallon, so that's what it's going to get. And then we can just roll the motor over with a battery box before we go too much further to let us know if it's the video ends in all defeat. And we're looking for a motor on Facebook, and we switch over to bodywork. Or if we carry on trying to hook the motor up. So, we'll be right back. Okay, we got oil in it. A little bit of Lucas. I pulled all the spark plugs just because some were broken, some were actually, I had some out. They all looked okay.
Wait, show us.
Well, they all just looked like spark plugs. They actually didn't look that bad. So, it'll probably roll over pretty quickly. In theory. We're some Mac. Can I ground this on? Just the block itself be good enough ground. We'll hope. So now should. Oop. Doesn't look like it shot any water or nothing out, eh? Like one of the cylinders. Okay, so cranks. That's enough for me, where it wasn't any bad noises. I was already going to hit and then like have a stuck valve or a piston or whatever. So that's okay. The transmission's not hooked up, so don't worry about that. Not that I'm worried about it either. Yeah, okay. Well, so I think that's promising. You know, I think people believe it's a joke sometimes because I forget so many things. And I wish it was, but every day is go, 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 and I take these all apart. I know you guys remember way better than I do, and I gotta say, now that Danielle is on staff editing the videos, I really forget. Because I would do it all, and I'd rewatch, like, oh yeah, I did that, or oh yeah, this and that, but man, I tell you now, like the throttle bearing is gonna be a thing, and I'm gonna be like, what? So, but anyways, like I was trying to say, so this motor, I think we got this thing last summer after Power Tour. Yeah. So it was probably around this time, actually. Brought it home, played with it a little bit. And then we got it kind of running, driving with that 5.3 and a junk turbo 350 trans. And then we kind of played with it. I did the 2-door conversion. It was fine to drive around, but it wasn't, like, reliable. And then I bought this 6-liter off a friend of a friend. We went and picked it up, and I brought it home, and I took it apart. And I put the oil pan on it and a few things. So obviously I couldn't have thought it was too terrible. So hopefully everything is good. And yeah, I don't know. Hopefully I kept some of it just in case, like coils and stuff like that, the other motor. But I might have all just tossed that. So what's next? I guess we'll put the caps on. I'll just show you these things right quick. These were overpriced and a waste of my time and money, but so I changed this intake or the timing cover, thinking, oh, it'll be genius for turbo, which this thing runs good. I might. This is just a cap. So we'll put a couple of them on, and then that will prevent oil from splashing out. I think I actually have water pump gaskets. We'll clean up. This looks like silicone. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, a little silicone on there. We'll scrape that off. We'll put that water pump on. We'll change the throttle body. We can hook the gas pedal up. We'll hook the fuel lines up. See if the exhaust will fit in there. I mean, it should go pretty quick now. That was not tense, but I was hopeful. Hopeful of my decisions. Okay, so I'm going to do the least exciting job first, which is exhaust. So I took everything kind of apart. So we have to make an O2 bung fit. So we'll probably just use this one or that one, not that it really matters. We'll have to heat them up and get that apart. So I want to do that. So this is a bit of a cobbled exhaust for sure. There's, leaks there and there you can see. So we got to get that taken care of. I took this one apart and there was no O-ring or gasket or nothing like that between the exhaust and the manifold. So I don't know what these have exactly, but I would assume it would be something. So we'll have to get that dialed. And then this one, it wasn't even welded, so we got to get that kind of together too. So this thing ran very poorly, and LS stuff kind of likes, I think, clean signals and clean all that sort of stuff. So that will have to be addressed, but for the time being, we can put the exhaust manifolds on. So I think all the bolts are good. Oh, actually, was it that one? Which one was modified? Yeah, this one. It's got a crack all the way through it, so it's obviously been repaired at some point, and it had to be modified to fit the steering box, which that's pretty common. So these I think are cast steel. So I've never done it, but I think you can weld the hell out of them. So I'm going to go ahead and grind this all down and see. There's a crack all up the side, all up in there. So again, exhaust leak there. I assume probably one there, and then there was one downwind. So we got to get that taken care of before we go too much further. It's a heck of a lot easier to do right now. We'll make sure we keep, I guess they only go side to side, but this one, these pipes do fit, at least on this car. So, and I think, if we just get this one, we can change the O2, we can run it with open exhaust, but as long as it has some sort of reading and doesn't have any leaks ahead of it, we should be good. So let's get the welder out. I'm going to grind this up real quick. We'll re-weld that, and then put the exhaust manifolds on. And then it's just front dress, all that sort of stuff, put plugs in it, see how it cranks with compression. And I think that's probably where we're going to leave it. And then we'll come back, start wiring it after lunch. Plan?
Plan.
Okay, I'm going to get some grinding material. So, I'm no expert, but I found the crack, I augered it out. I drilled a hole at each end, which I think you're supposed to do. A little ugliness in there, and then there was a hole or a crack right up in there, so I drilled a hole. The rest of it looks kind of okay. I've never welded these before, so I hope that you just can real easy.
Wow, what a nice bench to work on.
Hey, we're relatable. So we got the welder cranked up pretty high. I don't think this was TIG welded, so I think you can just kind of MIG weld the hell out of it. And if not, I guess we'll figure it out, but I'm thinking we should be okay. What do you think? Oh. Oh yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, I got welds okay. Good enough for who it's for. It's for the next guy. I guess there's still just a lot of junk and impurities in it, even though you clean it. Kind of is what it is there. So we'll just weld beside it and see what happens. Definitely is kind of a dirty weld. Whatever. Jeez. Okay, well, we'll call that good enough. It's kind of a little junky, but I guess exhaust manifolds are kind of one of those things where there's gas and oil and hydrocarbons and all sorts of stuff in them. So let the best you can, slam her in there. So this one still had good studs. The other side did not. But hopefully, this will just fit in here. There's no spark plugs in, so it shouldn't get caught on nothing. It's hot. It's hot still. Move the gas lines away from it. So I have to go from the bottom. Come on, car, don't make me hate my life. Oh, perfect. What are we hitting? Oh, that sensor. So close. So very close, yet so very far. Okay. Let's take 7 more seconds worth of planning here.
We don't have 7 seconds.
No. Has to happen right now. Okay, get those out of the way. This is junk and unneeded. Make sure we don't forget the plug wire firing order here. Oh, come on, baby. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Now we'll let that one cool off because it's hot. Got some new gaskets in it. Got some new hardware. The other side. Where did I put the other side? Oh. It'll go on like nothing. There should be lots of room. We're missing a stud. We should get one of those. But whatever, I guess, yeah. I should probably fix that before I put it in permanently, but this should just fit over. Truck dipsticks. Come on. What's it called? There we go. Like I said, should just fit in real nice. What is happening here? no. Okay, that one fits easy, so there's no issues. Let's carry on. We should see what time the parts store is open on the way to Mer's for lunch. We should grab a few pieces because I think they'll be closed by the time we're headed home. So, I'm hot. Okay, so I'm dying. I went through the exhaust stuff. We made a list. I'm not going to attach the exhaust manifolds right now just because it'd be so much easier to put new studs in and all that sort of stuff. And honestly, I should probably go through and just make sure there's no more leaks forever. So we'll do that later today, tomorrow's video, something like that. But they're both in, they fit. It's, you know what I mean. Water pump, I cleaned off our little mounting surface. I ran a tap through, just clean everything. So that's good. Ooh, tappy tap, so that's mint. I have the water pump here. This may very well be the water pump that came with it. Actually, I found a couple of gaskets inside the car, and they're like metal reusable ones. I will say, LS motors are kind of soulless. When it comes to stuff like that, the kind of, I don't know, O-ring gaskets and all that, they are superior to the small block Chevrolet. But hey, you need a little leak here and there. So we got that on. This fan, I don't know how it works. I mean, damn it, Danielle. Come on. You know, I think people are going to start coming around and understand why I get so mad. Oh, this ratchet's junk. But we should be able to get this on there. And anyways, I don't think it's great to run a fan with one blade missing. But we'll see. Worst case, we can put it on there and it's making any huge noises. So that's good. And I don't have my little impact. So I'll put this on like a caveman.
Where's your little impact?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's one of those things that, you know what, let's go ahead. Do this with this. I need that grinder. Get the battery out of it. See if we can sneak this. Oh, it's close. We'll get at least started, you know? Okay. Oh, come on, little guy. Oh, I need just a little bit more. So we're gonna run out. Where I put another extension? Damn it, I thought this would be really
This one?
tiny guy. Yeah, that's what we need.
Garage provides.
Garage 4 provides. Not too long. Story of my life. Okay, so we just got the chuck real loose. We can go in after and double check it. There we go. She's in. So we'll tighten all that up. Actually, that's got to go in a fair bit at the top there, but I can do it by hand now. It won't be so crazy. And we'll see what we can get for the side bracket. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the power steering right quick. Look at that. Man, looks like a motor. Yeah, so I'm just going to take the power steering pump off. Then we should be able to bolt that to the cylinder head. Not that we really need it. Actually, we could get a belt while we're there too. Put a short belt on it because you got to get a custom one when it comes to this crap. So we got a little further, put that side piece on, change the throttle body, and by then we'll be ready for lunch.
doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
Modifying? That was actually not exactly on camera maneuver there, but I need the, well, I want the power steering pump off, and I don't know how that pulley goes on. It looks like you probably need some sort of a socket, which I don't have, and a puller, which I don't have. Combination of, does this suck in here?
It did not come out. There you go.
Huh? Huh? Every now and again. So anyways, I'm not using any of that. So we just cut right through this pulley and we'll throw this right in the garbage, because these pumps are everywhere and useless to me. Plus we'll get the bolt out of it, which is nice. How does that go? There we go. Ta-da! Well, here, while we're filming, we might as well just do this whole deal. So we'll put this together now. So I've done this lots. Ooh, these are hot.
Gold.
Oh, you know me. Classy. Can I put a washer on those? Yes. So I mean, this car, for one, doesn't have a provision for power steering, so it's kind of irrelevant anyways. But walking and filming, good for you. It's like we're at the IMAX here. So you just delete the power steering, get a shorter belt, and put it on there, and it works just fine. And again, Tri-5, well, this one doesn't have power steering, kind of a rarer option on these old units. And I like manual steering. People always like to call me out for it, but I enjoy it. Hopefully these aren't too long.
What's there to call out?
People think I should put power steering on stuff and whatever, but I don't like that. Oh, it's heavy. Oh. Where are we going? The first bolt's always the hardest. The alternator's not making it any lighter. I think these bolts may be a little on the long side. I only got a few of the shorties. Actually, this is all they had. So.
The bolt store was running out of bolts?
Metric, no one uses it.
Oh.
Antiquated technology. I don't think it's catching on. I think we're going to go back to standard size bolts. How does this work? Is that on something?
Yeah, it looks like.
You're in my way. Did I bolt this in the wrong place? Oh no. This is a little. How about we play this game where you stand where I want to stand? Also known as the game of life.
People want me right in the action. But in the action is very much in your way.
Yes. Huh, what's this hitting? Oh, I see.
What's it hitting?
It's hitting the timing cover where I put that plug.
Oh.
So here's what we're going to do to fix that real quick. Right there. Okay, I have my timing removal tool. Where are my glasses? Where did I put them? Oh, here they are. Found them. So, had the special order of this from Amazon, but it should work. Where's my battery? See, it's not just cars I only have one battery for. It's everything in my life.
That didn't do nothing.
What? That did. Aluminum is no match for the DeWalt. See? I believe this is called custom in the automotive world.
Indeed.
Indubitably. A little piece of rebar really has a lot of responsibility holding up the hood on my face. Okay. Got that one going.
That clean fit.
Look at that. So that's good. And we'll see how many washers we gotta stack up on these bolts. I'm confident. Extension. If I have a longer one, maybe I could use. Oh, that's the wrong size socket. Where's the 17? I wouldn't put it away, would I? No.
Anything is possible.
I just had it out. It was on ratchet. No, that would be spark plug. Son of a...
It's not that one?
No, that's what I just took off. I think it was a black socket. We'll be right back with a small fit, and we'll find it. Found it.
Literally as soon as I turn the camera off.
That's how it goes. Oh yeah, that'd be good. We may have to double washer a couple of them. These long boys are a little too long, boy. So, we'll just machine some spacers real quick. Basically can dig it. The last video description, people were comparing me to Chip Foose, and not in a nice way.
I don't really understand why they compare you to Chip Foose. You do very different things.
Well, hey, one of us wants to be like the other. What can I say? Maybe one day Chip will get there. Oh. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. And we're not in the way of the fan or nothing. So now, what we're going to do... Oof, that's seen better days. We'll just pry that over. Well, this is missing some hardware. Right on. So we're going to get a... The problem is when you put a belt on now, the factory deal goes from the crank and it would wrap around the power steering and then back up. So you end up with here, you end up with a long whip. That sounds good. You end up with a long whip from the alternator down the crank. So at like 6,000 RPM, it tends to yak belts. So what I usually do is you put one of these holes, you put a little, just an idler pulley and a couple of washers. It just holds it just a little bit taut. Okay, I guess all we really have left is the intake, the throttle body. Make sure that fits. Some of these plug wires have seen better days. And I guess we'll run out, get those pieces, come back, we'll put the exhaust manifold on. And that's kind of that for today. We're making some progress. Okay, I gotta find a few sockets. Oh, this is what I need right here. I guess we'll just one take it.
Are you professional enough for that?
I don't know. Have the longest socket for no reason. I have my little so because we're not running a factory computer or a electronic gas pedal, we're going to put on this vintage clean one owner throttle body, which actually would have been a little easier to do here with the fan off. What do you think? So now this, I don't know much about these LS motors. I keep saying that, but then people in the comments say, well, you keep doing them. Doesn't mean I know what I'm doing. I believe this motor I just kind of bought, but I think it's like a 3rd generation, because in the 4th generation they switched to a 4-bolt throttle body, and I think all the Gen 4 stuff was all drive-by-wire, but again, I'm not too sure. I'm hoping that this will all just kind of fit together. Oh yeah, there's a gasket in there. Just make sure those kind of line up. The intakes are maybe slightly different, but so this is just easier, and a lot of the aftermarket stuff. Oh, a little stud came out. When you buy like Amazon intakes and all that, or throttle bodies, they're like all 4-bolt and they're all cable deals. I don't know if the Holley can run an electronic one or not. I know very little. So these look the same. I guess so. What's this top piece? Oh, that's blocked. What does this do? We may have to modify this slightly. As I recall, I had to do this on that wagon, maybe? Oh, maybe not. There's a hole here, but that's not going to go into the plenum. That's just, I guess, suck in valve cover breather. So if that's the case, then we should be able to... Ooh, this might be in the way. I wonder if we can just adjust that, or if it's gonna be a problem. Think it'll spin? No. Oh, really? No. Like, not at all. Oh. It's just different. Maybe we can pull this off? If only there was like a bazillion forums on all this. I don't feel like that wants to come out. Okay, well, that's going to get a little clearancey, but we got to get... These must do the same thing. This is just through the intake, and this is into the whatever. So can we give her a little... Put her on the workbench here. What am I doing there? Oh. Just a little bit more, eh? I can tilt it up, actually. If I can do it without... Oh, there we go. So those should do the same thing. Go to the same spot. And this one has...
Well, you have to plug one?
I don't... Well, we'll put a cap on that one just because it's... This intake, it looks like it was just blocked off. It went nowhere. And on the new one, it went into the intake and then sucks into the throttle body. So I think it should all be the same. Worst case, it's 3 bolts to take off. So get that all taken care of. Where did I put my socket? Oh, there it is. Garage floor provides. Just make sure you can tighten it and then run it against this intake. Because we always can change intakes, I guess, if we had to. But at this point, why would we? Okay. And Okay. Okay, so that's good. So yeah, we just have those two sensors, throttle position, I guess down there, and that's TPS? No, IAC. So that should be good. That'll all hook up. The Holly kit I have is for truck motors, so it's super common. This is like the generic one they use for a lot of years. So everything should just connect on there. This thing is relatively complete. Let's take a break, sit in the air conditioning just a little bit because I'm freaking dying. And then on the way to Mercer, stop at the auto parts store, get a few things, come back, exhaust manifold on, maybe toss a belt on it if we can find the. I got to Google what size it is. And then, yeah, we'll have something. We could, I guess we'll see what starts. We'll see. I don't know what I'm doing. My brain's melting. So, well, got a few things. I got the studs out of this with a bunch of heat, like all of it. I didn't think it'd be that big of a deal. And now I'm just going to run a tap, just kind of clean it out. So the new studs are kind of a little mediocre going through there.
It's like still smoking.
Well, it's very hot. It was, in fact, red hot just a mere minute ago. So I get this all cleaned up, get the schmutz out of it. Oh yeah, look at all that junk. And then this will be ready to go, so we just got a repair kit. So this one needed, that side is absolutely fine. And then I think on the car, I got the exhaust gaskets. It was missing one on one side altogether. The other side was all kind of blow out. So we'll put that all back together. And then I think I should be able to just join up what I got downstairs on this thing. A bit of a union, but I'll probably have to go back and torch. We'll heat up. Probably on the next video we'll do it. A little bit of fire action is always good, but I gotta get the O2. Oh yeah, this is not good, this one. The O2 sensor has to come out of at least one side. Kind of go from there. I don't really want to touch this because it's hot. Whew.
This is where winter's nice, because then you can just dunk it in the snow.
It's the only time winter's nice. But some of that, I guess, I don't know how exhaust is with this cast steel. If you get it really hot and then cool if it breaks or cracks or whatever. But really, this should be all we got to do. And then put the exhaust on, or the manifolds on. Is this all the way through yet? Oh yeah, that's good enough. We'll carry on and keep asking one of those studs. It's right by the, yeah, that's it.
That's hot.
That one was in the manifold. Don't touch anything because it will be warm. These just, yeah.
Pass me that. Don't touch it. It will be warm.
I need
What's
two
the
more.
answer there?
2 more. Well, just don't touch things that were in the direct heat.
Well, I don't know which things those were. You did it without me. I was doing the laundry.
Either you're doing the laundry. All I know is you're not helping with this. You're not helping with moving floor pans.
Oh, okay.
So there we go. New. Give those a quick snug up. And then we can bolt those on. Finish off this video. I might run a tap on those while I'm at it too, just to clean them up a little. So, got new studs in both of them. That one was a disaster. Holy moly, I used a lot of heat. But anyways, so this goes in like that, kind of pops in with this little gasket, and then where's the little pipe? This will just be able to kind of go around and seal. So that one is good. And then this one, where's the other bag of stuff? Well, I only had a small fit. It's a disaster hot out here, but both manifolds are on. That one fought me like crazy. I had to kind of cut it and pry it and drill some. So I think it was just welded on, so it kind of did some thing. We put some thick gaskets in there. But we can't find the exhaust gasket for this side. So I don't know what happened there, but it's not here. I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. I am burnt out. I need a quick half-hour intermission, and I'll come out and start a new video, I promise. But that's what we'll leave it now. So we got the motor kind of dialed together. It turns over. Exhaust is basically sorted. I mean, that was a lot of work, and a lot of work off camera, changing those exhaust manifold studs. If anybody's done that, if you're a mechanic, you understand the frustration, anger of that. Not to mention on a, whatever, 32 degrees Celsius days, so it's hot front and back. But at this point now, the wiring is kind of figured out. It's all run. So I'm going to go inside, cool off. We'll start the next video. We're going to have that Holley Terminator kit, so we should be able to drape the wiring harness on this thing, plug it all in, simply give it 12 volts, hook up the fuel. We got to get one O2 working, so we'll have to play with whichever one we want there. And in theory, oh, we didn't get a belt. That's what I forgot to get. Well, whatever.
We can get a belt and a new O-ring.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
At Napa for 10 times the price, which they won't have, and I'll have to wait for an hour. But I mentioned how much. Actually, I said I complained about Napa there, and someone had a couple of good acronyms. Never any parts available.
Yes.
Why Napa? Why?
But it was good to read that a bunch of people have the same issue with Napa.
More importantly, Auto Value open Sunday is the real thing. Anyway, so we'll leave it there, and if we can make it run maybe later tonight or first thing tomorrow, we'll see how much we get done tonight. Actually, tonight is John, Motor John's birthday, so I do want to stop by and give him a little, a hug, because he would really like a sweaty hug from another Sasquatch man. But that's where we're leaving it for today. We'll be back at it right away in the next video. And if everything goes good, maybe you'll just go brum brum boom, or crank crank brum, and that'd be pretty sweet. And then we can transmission, drive shaft, all those things. But thank you so much for watching. If you want a sweaty, wow, look at the sweat ring.
Let me get a close up of that. That's, yeah, you can see.
If you're a hard worker and you want DD Speed Shop stuck to your body, quit stepping on stuff.
In my defense.
DDSpeedShop.ca. I'm done. I want Dr. Pepper. Oh, did you hear Dr. Pepper's now number 2 behind Coca-Cola?
Really?
They kicked Pepsi right in the dink.
Get out of there, Pepsi.
That's it for me. See you tomorrow.